Hey there, and we are back again without even moving. That's awesome. Power of technology. So, today we will go through the 12-week process that we mentioned yesterday. This is 3 blocks of 28 days where you can really know what to focus on and which order to focus on it.
It's basically the 4-step process that we talked about on the second day, broken down into blueprint form.
Right, and the first elements around this is understanding who you are and what you're doing. And like John was saying earlier, we should be really hard on people. We should be telling them that for the majority of people, if we go back to the 464, the 80-20, right, 80% of people, an exact scientific statistic, are focusing on the wrong business. Right, they're going out there and they're building the wrong thing. So statistically, you are probably building the wrong business right now, and it's good sometimes to simply take a step backwards, take a look, and ask yourself, am I chasing the wrong thing? Am I going down the wrong path? Or can I course correct, or should I just simply start from scratch? And if you haven't got anything, then you're in a great position because you don't need to worry about that. Don't ever be afraid of making mistakes. Like this is one thing to mention right up front here. But the second ever CEO for IBM, apparently he made like I don't know how many millions of dollars worth of mistakes in his career, but he was famous for saying when answering when asked the question how to increase your success rate, he said double your failure rate. This is absolutely critical. Is you need to be prepared to fail. So if you're sitting down and you're going to be listening to this, these 3 challenges, these 3 28-day blocks, and you realize that actually it means that you need to admit that you've made a mistake, that you've been running down the wrong path, you've been chasing the wrong thing. Don't be hard on yourself. We've all done it. I mean, I've done it. I did it for years and years and years. So hopefully, this video is coming to you before you spend as many years making as serious a mistake as I did. If you go back and you ask yourself, who am I? What am I doing? What is my purpose? What is my passion? And really understanding this. Go back, for those of you who haven't read Good to Great by Jim Collins, go grab a copy now and understand this head job concept, this idea about passion, about skill, and about monetization, and finding the overlapping point. This is the most fundamental beginning point. If you can get this right and you can find your sweet spot and you can find other people to work with that are overlapping their sweet spots between passion and skill, and together you find a way to work together to create a purpose and a passion that can be monetized, now you're on the right track. Now you've got a much greater chance of success. So that's really early on, trying to find out what you should be doing. Then, of course, you want to be building that list. Go out there, get your squeeze page up, start driving some traffic, and build that list. And, of course, almost immediately move on to step 2 and get a couple of affiliate products in there so that you can start monetizing that list. And that's the first 28 days. Map it out over a period of time, figure out exactly what do I need to do, commit to making that reality, commit to achieving each step within that specified time frame, so that you don't procrastinate any longer.
So basically within a month you should have a list, you should have some affiliate products you're promoting, and you should have a good sense of where your business is headed. And the faster you do this, if it takes you more than 4 weeks to get past the first part, then you're doing it wrong. You need to just do it, and you need to fail or get some results.
Yeah, fail fast. That's the critical thing here, is to not procrastinate, to not be perfect, to get the minimum viable product. And the minimum viable product at this stage is a squeeze page that can actually capture a name and email address, enough traffic that can prove whether or not that you can actually build a list, and an affiliate program that may or may not convert.
And really, if you already know your niche, like if you're already dead set and you already know what niche you want to be in, because we help with niche research, market research, keyword, and all that stuff. But if you already know, you can do all this in a day.
Yeah.
A squeeze page, you could get your list started like right now.
So, this is the thing here, is that you should be able to go out there and do the self-analysis on yourself within a couple of days. You should be able to get out there and get a list capturing leads within a couple of days. You should be able to create an affiliate back-end within no more than a day, right? So that whole first step, in theory, you should be able to get done within a week, which gives you another 3 weeks for more testing, refinement, and for traffic generation. So, you've got a absolute no excuse, get out there by the end of 1 week, be clear on what niche you want to be in, be clear on who you are, be clear on what you're doing and why you're doing it, and start capturing leads in that niche. And again, if you can't take action on this, if you're sitting around and making excuses up, I say to you, unsubscribe, stop daydreaming, go back, get a job, do whatever it is. There's no judgment in it. It's just this business is not for everybody. If you are prepared to do what it takes, then you will make sure that it happens. There won't be any excuses. Business, like excuse making, there is no, try and get my words correct here, but there is no room for excuse making as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. Right, you've got to get past that. So no excuses, get out there, build your first page, get an idea of what you're doing and why you're doing it, and get the first couple of affiliate programs sort of set up on the back end so you can start generating some revenue and start generating some leads. And that's the first 28 days.
Yes, and then at this point you're going to want to start thinking about building your product. So we're going to teach you how to survey your list, how to get information out of your list, which you'll be naturally doing by seeing what they're reacting to. But what are some ways to get started with product creation then?
Okay, so another good question. So this takes us into the sort of second 28-day cycle. And the second 28-day cycle is a little more intensive in a lot of ways, right? You've got to get a sales page up. Now, again, minimum viable product. You've got to get an actual product out there, something that is basic enough that you can create in no time at all, but good enough that customers are not going to complain too badly if they buy it. Remember, you're not trying to create the next version of Apple quite yet. Even in Apple, when you look back, look what they started with. It was a box of basically bits that most only extreme electronic enthusiasts knew what to do with. They tried to make that into something a bit more simpler, but it wasn't until they started packaging it and refining it that the actual company really took off. So recognize that you're going to have a messy product at the beginning.
Your first product could be a 10,000 word ebook, like a nice information product that takes you a weekend to write.
Yeah. It could be a series of interviews, and I don't want to get too cliched here in the IM space, but at the end of the day, just sitting down and interviewing somebody who knows what they're talking about, or getting somebody to interview you if you know what you're talking about, is enough to create a product. A webcam or an iPhone or some similar device that can just capture a piece of video and record audio to half decent level. You're not going to be sticking a $10,000 price point on it quite yet, but you've got to get a product out so that you can start experiencing the product creation process, the process of creating a sales page, the process of interlinking it with a merchant account.
And the process of filling a need. You're going to see the reactions of people, and that's really important.
And you're going to get the feedback to figure out, well, what's missing? Oh, it would be really good if you had videos that could explain this. Oh, you missed this, I didn't understand this. Or, hey, it would be great if you had some software that was able to achieve this. I wouldn't start out with trying to develop software because it's time consuming, it's expensive, it's a nightmare, unless you're talking a small script, but more advanced software. So for most people when they're first starting out, a simple information product. Now, another option, if you're not into creating information products, perhaps drop shipping, go find out a product that somebody else is already supplying in your niche that you can start selling, or white labeling a product. There's a bunch of different products out there and ways that you can get access to products that you can start selling, and that you can go through the process of creating a squeeze page, the sales page, a sales funnel, setting up a basic customer support system. And it's going to be basic. It will. In the first 28 days, it's not going to be amazing, but you want to create the right habits and the right structures in place that you can start refining. And you need to make it live as quick as possible so you can get real life feedback about what is working and what isn't, and where the real problems are, instead of trying to guess what they may be.
Yeah, and a lot of this is in the email copy. You know, we're going to teach you how to format some of these emails so you can get the best feedback from these people. But yeah, this is when it really starts to take off at this point.
Exactly. And ultimately, again, it's just about having discipline to ensure that you stick to your commitments. And so make a commitment that says, I will have this product online in 28 days. And have a clear plan that says, right, to do this, I need to have this in place by this date. I need to have this plan, this in place by this date, and so on. There is no excuse for not being able to get it done unless you make an excuse. And there are plenty of excuses you can make. So the trick here is learning to avoid excuse making, to learn to create discipline, to create a sense of commitment to the tasks that need to be done, and having a clear plan set over specified days that are manageable and achievable, and not to be a perfectionist about this. Now, I'm not suggesting you go out and sell rubbish, or that you stop refining it, or that you become a con man in some way, but that you go out there and you create something that's a realistic, that still has some value in it. Maybe you start off a low price point. Doesn't really matter, as long as you go out there and you get started. Kind of get your feet wet, as it were.
Yeah, because if you go out there and you fail fast, you're going to know if it works, if it doesn't, if you need to refine, or if you need to start over from scratch. And if you do need to start over from scratch, it's just going to go twice as fast, 3 times as fast the second time if you fail a second time.
Yeah.
So really, you just got to go and do it.
That's it. I mean, you know, the first time you do it may take 28 days. The second time around, maybe, you know, I don't know, 14, 21 days, and then the next time just, you know, 7 to 14, 10 to 14 days, whatever. You're shortening the period of cycle each time because you've got more in place that you can already leverage and use. You've got more experience, you know what you're doing, and you learn to fail faster and faster and faster.
You know yourself better.
Exactly. And you're starting to build up teams around you, hopefully, that will be able to support you in this process. Now, the third section is dependent on the second 28-day cycle as being complete. So you may have to repeat this middle section a couple of times, as John says.
You're getting a little froggy, Leon. You want some water?
I will, thanks. Okay, so the last section is, once you're ready to move on to it, it's about really building out and scaling beyond the initial product. It's about building the affiliate database so that you can get other people going out and sending you traffic 24/7. It's about going out there, expanding your testing so that you can refine your products, refine your conversions on your sales page, your conversions on your follow-up autoresponder sequences. It's all about testing, measuring, and refinement, and building this, building additional traffic, and especially focusing on that fourth step about building your own affiliate program to get other people promoting and generating leads for you. So this last step is really the expansion phase for your business. And again, once you complete that 28-day cycle, you can repeat it, rinse and repeat, and scale out. And you just look and figure out where you need to be on looping through. And again, even just understanding your own passions, your own skills, you may need to reevaluate those as you learn more and as you achieve more and as you build your team out, so that you can start narrowing down. When you first start out, there may be only you. The first thing I'd say is get a partner. You can see here I'm sitting with John. John's been working with me on some projects. Why? This comes as a surprise to a lot of people, but I don't own any single project. Not solo. I have had projects that I've owned outright in the past, but they never really succeeded. The projects that succeed are the projects that I partner with people. And there's many reasons behind this, but one of the biggest ones is accountability. Like creating this kind of content, for example, I can procrastinate forever around it. But when I'm with John says, right, let's go, let's do it, needs to get done, make it happen. We commit, say, okay, well, let's go for a ride, and we'll do some filming on our ride and have a nice day and relax in a coffee shop and get some production done. If it was down to me, I'd be like, yeah, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day. So by having a commitment partner, it just dramatically increases your level of success. And I used to think, in fact, I wasn't even aware of this until recently, when I read a piece of research that, or an essay done by one of the top angel investor companies in Silicon Valley, and he's invested into companies like Dropbox and Reddit, etc. So, but he was saying basically they never invest into any company that is founded by one individual. They will never invest into a project. See, a lot of people think it's about the idea, and it's not. The idea is very important, but more importantly is the team behind the idea. And the word there is team. It's not an individual. It's about having more than one person. And a team can be as small as 2 people, but you need to have somewhere to start. And as you expand, it means more and more people. So yes, I can do video, but if I get my video guy to do my video, which I do a lot of, sometimes I'll do it like this, but a lot of the video we produce is done by my video guy. So once I had a video guy, I didn't need to produce much of my own video. When I started getting more content writers, I didn't need to write so much content. And so I was able to focus on the elements of the content that I did like creating, the parts of my business that I did enjoy doing, and that gave me more inspiration, more enjoyment, more motivation for achieving business success. So, where are we moving with all of this? Okay, so there is no video tomorrow. Well, actually, I might send you some more content for fun, but what we want to do is to start talking about the program that we're putting together, and so many of you will know that there would be somewhere, we're leading somewhere with all of this. And the idea is that we want to take on a group of students. We've talked about doing a bit of one-on-one coaching before. This time we're going to refine things. We're going to put together a different program, and we're making it much more affordable to reach more people. So what does this program look like? Well, not surprisingly, it looks very much like the 3 lots of 28-day cycles that we just spoke about. It's about going out there and providing you with a bunch of resources and tools and training, information, follow-up, accountability, all of the things that we've spoken about that are a necessary requirement for you to become successful. Now, part of that will be all of the video recordings that we took from Fusion Dojo 2012, 2013, 2014. Just coincidence, it was the top t-shirt in my drawer today. But the idea is that we've got all of that footage, and that's a total of 15 days worth of footage from...
That footage is gold.
Gold. Not that I'm biased, but it's gold. And
no, it really is.
There's, speakers have come from around the world to share their knowledge on all sorts of topics, from traffic generation to conversions, to product development, to team building.
Facebook marketing, Kindle publishing, I mean...
Yeah.
It keeps going on.
Personal development, and business mindset. So all of that is included in the package. So that's just to kind of kickstart things. In addition to that, we've got a bunch of the normal private label or royalty-free graphics, royalty-free music that you can use to create your sales pages, your products, to give you the tools that you need if you don't already have them, so you don't have to go and waste a bunch more money. There's also a bunch of other training videos for different tools and more advanced strategies that are being thrown in there. But more importantly than that, there is the actual 28-day cycles that are going to be developed by myself and John as we go. We're going to create the training videos to teach you exactly what to do, how to do it. We will demonstrate stuff on Fusion HQ, but we will also talk about other platforms. If you're using other platforms, we're not Fusion HQ exclusive by any means. So the idea is that...
we love WordPress too.
Well, some of us do. No, it has its place. So we will talk to you about how to use it, where to use it, what to use, and what your different options are, and put it in context. So you may already have a WordPress website, you may already have an Aweber account. That's fine. We'll teach you to use what you've got, and help you understand what you need to do to expand as you go. We'll be sending out emails on a daily basis with action steps. Not just action steps, but actual blueprints. Like if we need to, there'll be diagrams, there'll be checklists, there'll be the actual action steps and items. There'll be some inspirational quotes. I mean, who doesn't like inspirational quotes? So there's a bunch of stuff in there to kind of keep you motivated, to keep you focused, to keep you inspired. Some case studies to give examples of what we're talking about and how to do it. As well as, like I say, the hands-on practical videos, as well as links to a bunch of other resources or other training videos that we think you'll find useful or are important along the way. In addition to that, John is going to answer all of your email. So you'll get a direct line to John so that you can actually communicate with him, ask him questions, and we'll be doing bi-weekly webinars where I will also be available. You can ask questions. We'll get your questions answered on webinars. We'll outline the plan for the next 2 weeks. We'll review the plan from the past 2 weeks, and we'll have question and answer sessions. So there'll be like these bi-weekly webinars and trainings, in addition to all of the ongoing mini trainings that we'll be delivering to you on an almost daily basis. So that's to map out the course so that you can now follow the action steps, and it's all clearly laid out, and there's the accountability with John to ensure that this actually takes place and that you reach your intended goal.
Yeah, maybe in the future we'll have an accountability little forum section within it also between yourselves.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, I know how
no,
it is.
We'll do it.
Questions.
We'll have a community support group there for everybody who takes part.
But as far as shoot me any questions you have. I know how it is having a million questions when you're starting off, whether you already have a business and you're factoring this into it, or whether you're starting off from scratch. Shoot away the questions, please, because I'll answer them, or I'll either poke this guy in the shoulder because I'm next to him so much, and he'll answer them through me. Either way,
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you don't already have software, you don't already have the tools and stuff, then we'll hook you up with a free trial to Fusion HQ, so you've got something to get started with, and you don't have excuses that you don't know what you're doing. We've got all the training videos for that already anyway, for the how-to side of things. So there's really no excuses in terms of like lack of knowledge, lack of team, lack of direction, lack of focus, any of that. None of that's an excuse, and it shouldn't be. So we haven't really discussed how much we're going to charge. I'm not going to have the public conversation over that right now. So you'll just have to find out by going to the URL that should be appearing somewhere around about here.
Put it on my palms, huh, Tanya?
Yeah, so we'll get that overlaid around here somewhere. And so just go to that URL, go check it out. There's a breakdown. Some of you will have seen the page before, or think you will have seen the page before. It's based on the page that we released recently when we did our one-on-one coaching, where we're working with a couple of people privately so that we can really get to know and think how people are acting, so we can create this much more accessible, bigger program that we're developing at the moment. And on that page, there's like a bunch of action steps. So there's actually a bunch of content on there. If you haven't read it, go check it out. It's not just a sales page, it's actually usable content from day one. So go there, have a look, have a read. You'll find that this will be some valuable information. But at the bottom will be all of the details, the breakdown of the course, exactly what's included, and of course how much it actually is. So go find that out. And we really hope that you've enjoyed this 4-part series that we've created. There's a lot of gold in there. If you sit down and analyze it and apply it to your business, you'll find it really, really useful. We know plenty of people that have taken this information and changed the way they do things. So hopefully you will take action, you'll do what it takes, and we wish you a bright and successful future, and look forward to those of you who know that this is for you, resonate with the way that we're talking, the philosophy that we have around this. If you are resonating, then I'd love for you to become on board so that we can work with you and help you develop businesses with purpose and with passion. So
thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. We hope to hear from you soon. And if you have any questions based on any of these videos, just feel free to reply on either one of the 4.
John at fusiondojo.com.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure it out, just somewhere around here. The URL. Go check it out, and we'll be in touch with some more valuable content either way in the very near future. Have a great day.
Bye.